Fade out. It's a term we hear often in early education. Hundreds of studies have shown that children who go to high-quality pre-kindergarten programs, especially low-income and minority children, are more likely to do well in school. Pre-kindergarten is a proven way to close achievement gaps. But several other studies have shown that the gains from pre-K can disappear or fade out by the end of third grade, or even earlier.
When I took a good close look at the district, I found that there were actually two districts. Each of these little areas is a school.
As superintendent of one of the largest school systems in America, Montgomery County Schools in Maryland, Dr. Jerry Weast is no stranger to achievement gaps. When he first came to Montgomery County in 1999, he found that students in schools in more affluent parts of the district, which he called the green zone, scored higher on achievement tests. In the red zone were schools with more poor and minority students, which had lower achievement scores. Research shows that gaps like these start early, often before age 5 or 6. So Dr. Weast created an early success plan, which zeroed in on early education in the red zone by adding more pre-kindergarten, full-day kindergarten, smaller class sizes, and summer enrichment programs. 10 years later, Montgomery County schools have not only avoided fade-out, but they're on their way to closing the achievement gap. What's their secret? PreK-3rd alignment. Not sure what I mean? Think of early education as a ladder. Children need to start school with a solid base of pre-reading and pre-math skills and socio-emotional skills, which they can get in places like public pre-K, Head Start, or a community-based preschool program, and of course from mom and dad. But just going to pre-K or Head Start isn't enough. Curriculum and standards have to be aligned so that as students climb up from grade to grade, their teachers know where they are coming from. If children are forced to reach too high, they can be lost due to frustration and lack of support. If they repeat previously learned material or even step down a rung, they can lose interest in learning. In other words, pre-K helps children be kindergarten ready, but schools need to be ready too. Dr. Weast was ready, and he had a plan. He strengthened the added pre-K and summer programs with an aligned curriculum and standards that extend all the way through third grade and beyond.
It does no good to say I'm going to put full-day kindergarten in. You have to say full-day kindergarten to do what? And if you did accomplish the what that you're putting forward, how does that translate to the next level? Will it stick? And will it build cumulatively? And does it really make any difference when you hit 8th grade, 11th grade, graduation? Does it get you college ready?
Dr. Weast is a data man. He wants to know how each of his students is progressing towards his college readiness target. So he introduced age-appropriate assessments to help teachers and parents understand where students are struggling and how to help them. He admits not everybody was excited about using assessments for children so young. It took some convincing, but having the right assessments has paid off.
You can show them that they are adding value, and you can show them that that value does translate for that child to be able to go somewhere. It makes a kindergarten teacher feel special, or an early childhood teacher to feel special.
Weast added professional development coaches in elementary schools because he knew that it wasn't just students that needed help, but teachers too.
Then you were constantly in training about how to diagnose and how to skillfully accelerate.
In the end, Montgomery County had created its own pre-K-3rd ladder. Standards were aligned and teachers were talking to each other. And most of all, it was working.
When you look at these kids that we started with in Reform, they're now sophomores. They're just coming in their sophomore year. Well, let's look at how they've done. They were like a bubble going through a hose, you know how it will just move on up. Everywhere they went, the scores got better.
In kindergarten, nearly all students are reading simple text, and the huge racial gap that existed only 5 years ago is gone.
I heard first grade teachers threw away their lesson plans because the kids already knew the first grade material. They had to go up, up, up.
In third grade, math scores are up by 10% since 2003. Reading scores are up nearly 20%. In 8th grade, the number of students passing algebra has nearly doubled.
what we found is that trajectory is like rolling thunder. It just rolls up every time. And we've had to strengthen our curriculum because these children, as they moved up, they were the vanguard of change for all of our curriculum systemically across the district, and the children behind them were actually able to do better because every year we've gone up in almost, well, in all grades.
Instead of fade out, a focus on pre-K-3rd alignment in Montgomery County has prompted natural growth and systemic reform. Implementing a pre-K-3rd system isn't easy, especially since so many children attend pre-K outside of the public school system. But there are ways policymakers can help. Increase access to Head Start and state pre-kindergarten programs. Quality early education is important, especially for at-risk children. Yet 10 states still have no pre-kindergarten program. Encourage school districts to use Title I dollars for early education and include pre-K-3rd early education academies as an option for elementary schools that are restructuring under No Child Left Behind. Encourage more collaboration among preschools and the K-12 system. And finally, encourage age-appropriate assessments of young children's learning. But Dr. Weast says the most important thing is vision.
First step, I'd ask any superintendent that calls me, where are you going? If you're wanting to get AYP, call somebody else. If you're wanting to get your children college ready, this is the right approach.